Greek philosopher Democritus, 450 to 370 BCE, proposed that the bright band on the night sky known as the Milky Way might consist of distant stars. Aristotle, 384 to 322 BCE, however, believed the Milky Way was caused by the ignition of the fiery exhalation of some stars that were large, numerous and close together, and that the ignition takes place in the upper part of the atmosphere, in the region of the world that is continuous with the heavenly motions. Neoplatonist philosopher Olympiodorus the Younger, c. U 200-9495570 CE, was critical of this view, arguing that if the Milky Way was sublunary, situated between Earth and the Moon, it should appear different at different times and places on Earth, and that it should have parallax, which it did not. In his view, the Milky Way was celestial. According to Mohani Muhammad, Arabian astronomer Alhazen, 965-1037, made the first attempt at observing and measuring the Milky Way's parallax. And he thus determined that because the Milky Way had no parallax, it must be remote from the Earth, not belonging to the atmosphere. Persian astronomer al-Biruni, 973-1048, proposed the Milky Way galaxy was a collection of countless fragments of the nature of nebulous stars. Andalusian astronomer Ibn Bajjah, Avampes, d. 1138, proposed that it was composed of many stars that almost touched one another, and appeared to be a continuous image due to the effect of refraction from sublunary material, citing his observation of the conjunction of Jupiter and Mars as evidence of this occurring when two objects were near. In the 14th century, Syrian-born Ibn Qayyim proposed the Milky Way galaxy was a myriad of tiny stars packed together in the sphere of the fixed stars. Actual proof of the Milky Way consisting of many stars came in 1610 when the Italian astronomer Galileo Galilei used a telescope to study it and discovered it was composed of a huge number of faint stars. In 1750, English astronomer Thomas Wright, in his An Original Theory or New Hypothesis of the Universe, correctly speculated that it might be a rotating body of a huge number of stars held together by gravitational forces, akin to the solar system but on a much larger scale, and that the resulting disk of stars could be seen as a band on the sky from a perspective inside it. In his 1755 treatise, Immanuel Kant elaborated on Wright's idea about the Milky Way's structure. Quote, "The first project to describe the shape of the Milky Way and the position of the Sun was undertaken by William Herschel in 1785 by counting the number of stars in different regions of the sky. He produced a diagram of the shape of the galaxy with the solar system close to the center. Using a refined approach, Kapteyn in 1920 arrived at the picture of a small, diameter about 15 kiloparsecs, ellipsoid galaxy with the Sun close to the center. A different method by Harlow Shapley based on the cataloging of globular clusters led to a radically different picture. A flat disk with diameter approximately 70 kiloparsecs and the Sun far from the center. Both analyses failed to take into account the absorption of light by interstellar dust present in the galactic plane. But after Robert Julius Trumpler quantified this effect in 1930 by studying open clusters, the present picture of the Milky Way galaxy emerged.